Hey everybody, I'm Kristian Bush from Sugarland. I am here with my brother and music director, Brandon Bush.
And we're here today to talk a little bit about how we've been using this new music app called Capo.
Jennifer and I are in between records on our record cycle, and it's given us the freedom to be able to put out solo albums. This is a time in which I've been very prolific, and it's hard to remember exactly where I put that bridge or which way the second verse goes, if it went to wander, and instead of having to have kept handwritten charts of all these things, I just drop it into Capo, and then it kind of spits back out to me the chords that I have. So it turns out that I'm using Capo to help me relearn my own songs and to kind of be my library. Typically when you speed something up or slow it down, there's an effect that it has to the music itself, where the music sounds like it's of lower quality, or you can hear kind of artifacts in it. And with Capo, it just sounds like you track it that way. This is incredible that I can do this just by, moving the slider back and forth rather than waiting for a whole day or even re-recording an entire song at a different tempo. It's gonna save me time and effort by figuring out tempo before I actually get in a room with all of the very expensive, extremely talented musicians, like Brandon Bush.
One of the ways I've been using Capo recently is in being the music director for Kristian and his band. We use a lot of the same ideal that we use with Sugarland, which is let's find an esoteric cover, a deep cut that people love that maybe you don't know already, and let's learn it and perform it for people in an hour. And that kind of spirit of being able to work fast it keeps the musicians happy, it keeps everybody excited. But you really have to be an authority on that song. And it's one thing to sit down and do my old school method of put on the headphones and chart the song out and learn it, but I've been throwing it into Capo, and I can really tell the guitarists then, hey, here's your tab, here's the actual chord, and I can be the authority on that in a short amount of time. Another thing that I've run into a lot in my role is being able to take a gig with people around town that may have some lesser known songs a lot. Recently had to perform some Ennio Morricone music and some Henry Mancini and stuff like that. That's a little more challenging for me in my ear, and I can throw it into Capo and slow it down with the slowdown feature. And that really allows me to get in there and know note by note exactly that part. I only have a limited amount of time to dedicate to something like that. Capo is my answer. And I'm going to use Capo a lot throughout my career as a music director, because it gives me the tool to not only speak to guitarists, but speak to everybody on stage and say, here are the chords, here's how it sounds, here's how it goes. And if you need to slow it down to halftime to learn it, there's your tool.
In the studio, there are a lot of people that need to know what's going on. Most of the time, we all stare at just lyric sheets as our only roadmap to the song. And Capo helps us really find a new way to all be on the same page in the same room on either side of the glass. This is Love or Money that's up in Capo right now, and it's the guitar interpretation of it. And because I play the mandolin, we're going to see what happens when we hit the mandolin button. So you can do, you can get your bass parts, you can do it for mandolin, ukulele, or 5-string banjo. So we're going to go to mandolin here. Oh, hello mandolin. Of course, right? That's cool. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Goodness gracious. Had I had this when I was 16, I'd be a much better guitar player. I would have been able to figure out exactly how they did all those REM riffs.